My name is Stacy. Standing on the balcony of my new apartment, overlooking the vibrant Miami skyline, I'm reminded of the long journey I've been through. The sun is setting, casting a warm glow over the city, but my mind is drawn back to the dark days of my past. It all came to a head one sunny afternoon when I received a call from my property manager. Stacy, I'm sorry to tell you this, but someone has changed the locks at your beachfront property. And a woman has moved in with your husband, Jake. I froze, the world around me suddenly going silent. I had just completed the paperwork to transfer the house into my name, and now this. I drove to the house as fast as I could, my hands gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles turned white. When I arrived, Jake opened the door, wearing a smug look on his face. Stacy, it's better if you leave. This isn't your house anymore. Behind him, I saw a young woman with long, dark hair, sipping a glass of champagne. This is my new girlfriend, he said, as if it was the most normal thing in the world. I was furious, but I held my tongue. Instead, I pulled out my phone and called my lawyer. Get ready to file for trespassing, unlawful occupancy, and violation of property ownership, I said firmly. The entire ex-in-law family. Looking back, it all started when I met Jake at a business networking event. I was 35, a successful real estate agent in Miami. I grew up in a middle-class family in Orlando, and I had worked hard to build my career. My parents were hard, working, and honest, and they always taught me the value of integrity. Jake seemed different from the other men I had met. He was quiet, charming, and had a kind smile. We hit it off immediately and started dating. After a few months, he told me he was ready for a serious relationship. I don't care how successful you are, Stacy. I just want you to be happy with me, he said, and my heart melted. A year later, we got married in a beautiful beach wedding. Jake's parents, Victor and Isabella, were initially very welcoming. Victor was a smooth-talking man, always with a joke, and Isabella was a seemingly kind woman who would bring me handmade jewelry. I thought I had found my happy ending. But then, one day, Jake came to me with a problem. My parents' business is in trouble. They're on the verge of bankruptcy. We need to renovate their old beach house and rent it out to make some money. It'll cost about $120,000. I was hesitant at first, but I loved Jake and I wanted to help his family. So I agreed. As the renovation progressed, I started to notice that Jake was being evasive about the finances. When I asked him how we were splitting the costs, he said, "My parents are in a tight spot. Can you front the money for now? I'll pay you back." I trusted him, so I did. It wasn't until later that I found out the truth. One night, I came home early from a business trip. As I approached the living room, I heard Victor's voice. "Jake, you're a genius. You found a woman who not only has money, but also doesn't ask questions." Isabella laughed. "Once the house is fully renovated and the debts are paid off, we can get rid of her. She's just a gold mine for us." I was shocked and heartbroken. I realized that I had been used. But I didn't confront them right away. Instead, I started documenting everything, every payment, every invoice, every conversation with Jake asking for my help. I also started working with my lawyer. I bought the remaining debt of his parents' business in my name, and I transferred the ownership of the beach house into my sole name under the guise of tax optimization. Jake signed the papers without a second thought. After everything was in place, I filed for divorce. I left the divorce papers on the kitchen counter, along with a note saying, "Good luck negotiating with your new creditor." Now, as I look out at the city, I'm filled with a sense of relief and empowerment. Through the divorce mediation, I recovered my money. Jake was ordered to pay alimony, and his girlfriend had to pay compensation for emotional distress. I also sold the beach house at a profit, which gave me a fresh start. I've learned that love doesn't always mean loyalty, and sometimes the best thing you can do is to let go. I've become stronger and wiser, and I've learned to love myself more than anyone else. I've enrolled in a financial management course and started investing more wisely. I know that the future is full of possibilities, and I'm ready to embrace them on my own terms.